Hello, friends. Welcome to today's football predictions on Betkraft. Okay, today is a beautiful Sunday morning, and come once again with our games. And we know a lot of games going on across the globe as usual, and we're able to come up with a few of them that we looked into. Made an in-depth analysis on these games before bringing it forward for you. And in a short while, we'll be looking at these matches one after the other, and we'll be looking at how they fared in recent times, and also how they perform from home and away perspective as well, for us to be able to come up with the verdicts of these very matches. All right. I want to ask those of us who are coming across our page for the first time, you're coming across our video for the first time, please kindly take out time to hit the subscription button right now so that you don't miss out on our subsequent games that will always come up on this very channel. All right, today is a Sunday, and we also have our Sunday Millionaires game coming up at the end of this video. And also, I will always advocate that we try this out once in a while and see how it goes, once in a week actually, and see how it goes. All right. That being said, let's get to business of today. And today we'll be starting with the very first match. It is in English Premier League, where we'll have Ipswich Town who will be up against Aston Villa. All right. Looking at Ipswich Town, they've been able to win. They've not won any single match in the last 6 games that they had, and they've had 4 draws as well. And also they had 2 losses in the last 6 recent encounters for the home side, Ipswich Town. And looking at their website, Aston Villa, they've been able to achieve 5 victories in the last 6 games that they had, and they've also lost just 1 game in the last 6 games that they had so far. Looking at how these two teams, fared from home and away perspective, you could see that Ipswich Town, playing from home, they've been able to achieve 5 victories in the last 10 home games that they had. They've also had 3 draws as well as 2 losses, and in the last 2 home games that they played from in the Premiership, they've been able to, they lost 1 and also had 1 draw, which was against Fulham. The loss was also against Liverpool. And when you look at Aston Villa on the other hand, the past 10 away games that they had have resulted to a win on 6 occasions, and they've won 6 games and have lost 4 in the last 10 away games. As a matter of fact, the last 4 away games that they had so far have resulted to a win for Aston Villa. The last 2 was one in Champions League, and the other one was in FA Cup, where they won by 2 goals to 1 against Wycombe Wanderers. We saw them defeating Young Boys by 3 goals to 0 from away. And first away match this season was against West Ham. We saw them beating West Ham 2 goals to 1, also defeating Leicester City by 2 goals to 1 from away. All right, that tells you that Aston Villa is actually in fine form. And the last game that they had was against Wolves, where they were able to defeat Wolves by 3 goals to 1. So it is a very strong Aston Villa side, are doing very well at the moment, and we expect to see a win, nothing less than a win for Aston Villa in this one. A win. That's what we expect in this very encounter. Okay, that takes us to the next, and it is in French League One, where we have Strasbourg coming up against Olympique Marseille. Okay, Strasbourg, the home side, have been able to manage just 1 win. They've had 3 draws and also 2 losses in the last 6 recent games. And looking at their way side, Olympique Marseille, they've won 5 games out of the past 6, and they had 1 draw in the last 6 recent encounters. The way side, and Strasbourg, looking at how these 2 teams are fared from home and away perspective. All right, playing from home, Strasbourg in the last 10 home games have won 4 games out of those. They have had 3 draws as well as 3 losses as well in the last 10 home games that they had. And looking at Olympique Marseille, their away side, they've won 5 games from away in the last 10 away games, and they've actually been able to manage 2 draws, but have lost 3 games in the last 10 away games that they have so far. That tells you that Olympique Marseille in the last 4 away games, we've seen them winning all 4 away games that they had, in the last the last 4 games away games that they had. They won all of them. We saw them winning against the Olympique Lyon by 3 goals to 2, winning Toulouse and also Brest, defeating the Brest by 5 goals to 1. That tells you a lot about the side. And they're doing very well at the moment. But from head-to-head perspective, we'll see that the last time they met, it was a 1-1 draw. That was in January this year. But we've seen a very different, Olympique Marseille side. But also the fact that the last 4 meetings for both sides have actually resulted to draw. All 4 of them have been a draw. We had a 2-2 draw from last year, and also 2-2 draw prior to that. So it is always a draw for these 2 sides. But in this very encounter, we'll expect to see much more goals in this one. Seeing that the last 4 meetings, the last 4 away games for the away side have actually resulted to lots of goals. we've seen scoreline that is quite very high, and we will expect to see a minimum of over 2.5 in this very encounter. Over 2.5, that's our verdict. And that takes us to the next is in Turkish League, Turkish second division, where we have Giresunspor who will be up against Elazigspor. Okay, Giresunspor, the home side, have won just one game in the last 6. They're about 2 draws as well as 3 losses in the last 6 matches. And away side, Elazigspor have won 5 games out of the past 6 matches that they have so far. They've had 1 draw as well. And when you look at how these two teams are fared from home and away perspective, you can see that the home side, Giresunspor, have managed just 1 victory in the last 10 home games. They've also had 2 draws, but they've lost 7 games in the last 10 home games that they have so far. Now, that's a very poor side, losing at 70% of the home matches in the last 10 home games that they have so far. And the away side, Elazigspor, have been able to achieve 5 victories from away and also 5 draws. They've not lost a single match in the last 10 away games that they have so far. And when you look at how they fared from home, they've won the entire matches that they played from home. That tells you how strong this team is. Elazigspor, their away side, is a very good side, and they'll be looking to turn up against the Giresunspor in this very one, and we will expect to see a comprehensive victory from the away side in this one. It's an away win. That's our verdict for this very encounter. That takes us to the next, and it is in the Dutch Eredivisie. All right, we'll have Waalwijk will be up against Ajax Amsterdam. Waalwijk, the home side, in the last 6 games that they have so far, they've lost the entire 6 games. And looking at Ajax have been able to achieve 4 victories in the last 6, but have lost 1 game and as well as 1 draw in the last 6 matches that they have so far. When you look at how these two teams fared from home and away perspective, Waalwijk have managed to achieve just a victory, one win in the last 10 home games that they had. They've been able to draw 4, but have lost 5 games in the last 10 home games that they had so far. And as a matter of fact, the last 5 home games that they had have resulted to loss, all of them being a loss. And looking at the away side, on the other hand, Ajax Amsterdam have been able to achieve 5 victories from away. They've also lost 2 games, but have had 3 draws in the last 10 away games that they had so far. That tells you that 50% of the away games that Ajax plays so far have started to win for the attack away side. So that tells you a lot about the Ajax side. They're doing so well at the moment, and the last time they met was in January. We saw Ajax defeating this side by 4-1, producing lots of goals. And looking at the game prior to that very one, that was in December, we saw Ajax Amsterdam beating this side by 3-2, and that tells you that each of these meetings have actually produced a lot of goals in the last 5 meetings. Have actually produced a lot of goals. In fact, as a matter of fact, out of the past 10 meetings for both sides, 9 out of 8 have actually seen lots of goals over 2.5. And the other one, only one being under 2.5. So in this very encounter, we'll expect to see the away side, Ajax Amsterdam, winning comprehensively in this one. It is an away win and over 2.5. That's our party for this very game. Away win and over 2.5. That's what we expect. Okay, that takes us to the next, and the next is also in the Dutch Eredivisie, where we have AZ Alkmaar will be up against Utrecht. AZ Alkmaar is a team that have actually been able to manage 5 victories in the last 6 games that they had, and also 1 draw. And Utrecht, on the other hand, have won 4 games, 1 draw, as well as 1 loss in the last 6 encounters. All right, when you take a look at how these two teams fared from a home and away perspective, you can see that AZ, the home side, have won 7 games in the last 10 home matches. They've also had 3 draws. They've not lost any single match in the last 10 home games that they had so far. And when you look at the away side, Utrecht have been able to achieve 4 victories, and they've also had 4 draws as well as 2 losses in the last 10 away games that they had. That tells you a lot about the side. And looking at how they fared in the last time they met, which was in May this year, actually, we saw them playing out a 3-3 draw. In prior to that, we also saw them playing out a 1-1 draw. That was December last year. Now that tells you that at the moment these teams are actually spilling a lot of goals. And looking at AZ in particular, the last 2 home games that they had have produced lots of goals. We saw them defeating Herenveen by 9-1, and also followed by a win against Elazigspor by 3-2. That tells you that these teams is actually scoring so much goals, and in this very encounter we'll expect nothing less than a minimum of 3 goals in this one. It is over 2.5. That's what we expect in this very encounter. All right, that's our verdict. That takes us to the next, which is going to be the last for the day. It is in Portugal, where we have Sporting Braga who will be up against Rio Ave. Sporting Braga in the last 6 have won 3 games out of those 6, and they've also had 2 draws as well as 1 loss. And when you look at Rio Ave, their away side have won 2 games. They've also had 3 losses as well as 1 draw in the last 6 games that they have so far. Okay, taking a look at how these two teams have fared from home and away perspective, you could see that playing from home, Sporting Braga have actually been able to achieve 5 victories in the last 10 home games that they had, but they've also had 3 draws as well as 2 losses in the last 10 home games that they had so far. All right, while away side we have managed just 5 draws in the last 10 away games, and they have lost 5 games also in the last 10 away games. So, matter of fact, the last 5 away games that they had resulted to a loss for Rio Ave. That tells you that it's not a side doing very well, especially when they're playing from away. Okay, and the last time both teams met, it was Sporting who played from away on that occasion. The match ended a 0-0 draw on that occasion. And the last time Braga played from home, we saw Braga defeating this side by 2-1. Prior to that, we also saw Braga beating this side by 2-0. And in this very one, when we put all this data together, we'll expect the home side, Sporting Braga, who has done better to achieve a result in this very encounter, and it is a home win. That's what we expect in this very one. Home win, Sporting Braga to take the day. That's our value for that very account. So, and that brings our predictions for you today on Betkraft to a conclusion. All right, these games are well analyzed. I advise that you can take a look at it and try it out. All right, today is a Sunday Millionaires game, and we'll be putting up our Sunday Millionaires code for those of you who are using BetKing. You're in luck. Try it out. You never know what will happen. You could win a meal of playing a game from Betkraft. All right. I wish you the very best of luck. Remember to play responsibly. These are only football games. And, sometimes things do change. But we pray for success. All right. Tomorrow is another day. We'll be coming up with our predictions, and I'll urge you to also not miss out on that. But until then, keep winning.